Hi guys. I hope everybody's well. It's been a long time since I've made a video. I think almost 2 months now, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna try and make this pretty short, even though I have so much to talk about, and so much been going on. I initially was out because I was having terrible flare-ups that were seemingly uncontrollable. It seems I got my first urinary tract infection, and it just created a snowball effect with the autoimmune conditions that I have, and I was just constantly getting swollen glands that were extremely painful, sore throat where I could barely talk, horrible migraines, um, back, hip, joint pain, fevers, and then I would get rid of it and it would start all over again a day later. And it's still kind of doing that, but not as severely. It seems to be calming down quite a bit. I'm not out of the woods yet, but definitely better than I was after when I stopped making videos. If anybody has emailed me, I apologize if I haven't gotten back with you. I've basically been working and sleeping. That's basically all I've been doing. Um, uh, my husband and I are in the process of buying a house. I can't even believe that I have those words to say. The house that we're in, I bought long before I ever met Lou. I bought it when I was 26 years old. I'm going to be 55. And Lou loves this house, and we put our life savings into updating this house and making it comfortable. It's in a very popular, highly desired neighborhood. We love it here, but there have been some life, and we haven't had a mortgage in 15 years. The house has been paid for, but there's been a series of events that were completely unexpected and life-changing, which I believe has also contributed to my constant ailments, the amount of stress that it has put on us is just unbelievable. My aunt that visited back in March, the last week of March, I'm sorry, I'm trying to make eye contact and I don't know how to do it with this tablet. It's making me look like I'm looking elsewhere. I don't know. I think I have to look down in order to look like I'm looking at you. In any case, what was I saying? Shoot. My aunt, she she came down for the first time in almost 30 years to see us. She'd only been once before, and she, like me, is not a good traveler and she's terrified of flying, but she did it because Lou at the time was so unwell. She's 78 years old, and she came down the last week of March and stayed with us, and it was a great week. Even though I anticipated it was going to be difficult and I was nervous, it was a great week. She went home. The following week, she fell. She was okay. The week after that, she fell again. She was not okay. She shattered her hip and shattered her leg, and at her age, I mean, that could be crippling permanently. Thank God it's not, but she was taken for immediate emergency surgery. She spent 2 weeks in the hospital, and then she was moved into a rehab where she still is to this day. So she's been there over a month, and this has been going on since the second week of April. So she called and she asked if she could come live with us, and I said yes, of course. I'm not going to say no. I love my aunt, and I would always be there for her. And that was fine. We have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house, and we have decent amount of space here. And the guest bedroom was made up beautifully, and so she would be very comfortable. The week after that, my 3 guys that I take care of across the street, I was speaking to the landlord about an issue, and she let me know that she is contemplating selling the house or raising the rent, and said, but I'm not trying to create hardship. It won't be that much. Well, my guys are on fixed incomes, so $25 more at this point is too much. It's going to create hardship. 2 of my guys are 64. One of them is 74. My 74-year-old is more like 94 years old, and I'm not being derogatory when I say that. He is declining quickly. He's aged exponentially. Does not look like your typical 74-year-old. He's got physical disability. He's always had cognitive disability, and they all have intellectual disabilities. One of my 2 62-year-olds is starting to show cognitive decline, dementia. So, it will be 29 years that I've been taking care of them this August, and I've had to move them 6 or 7 times in the last almost 30 years. And at this point in their lives, they can't keep doing that. And the fact that I got them right across the street from us is the happiest they've ever been, and had the best quality of life that they've ever had. And they feel very secure knowing that we're right there. So, and I can't wait for the landlord to decide what she wants to do, sell it or just raise the rent to something they can't afford. So Lou and I have decided that at this point in their lives, not ours, but theirs, they can't not be right next to us. So we are in the process of buying a home. We're going to be closing soon, and it will have 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. So my aunt will have her own room and her own bathroom. The 3 guys will have their own bedrooms and share one communal bathroom between the 3 of them. It'll be the men's bathroom. And then, of course, my husband and I will have our bedroom and our bathroom. This house has good space, but it is not equipped for 6 people, not by a long shot. The septic tank isn't big enough for that. The house is 45 years old. We've updated it. We've maintained it to the best of our ability. But, and it has good space for the 2 of us. Maybe even if my aunt were to stay, there is no way it is going to be something we can do for 6 people. There just is not the space. And our quality of lives would all decline rather than improve. So I'm going to be 55. My husband's going to be 61. Both of us have birthdays in October, and we are just now taking on a mortgage, which we're not super happy about, but we can do it. And we're going to have to either sell our house or rent it. We're not really looking to rent it out to anyone except possibly my friend who's interested in renting it from us, and she keeps a very good house. Otherwise, we wouldn't even consider renting it. We would just have to sell it. And that's up in the air, but we have to buy the house first before we could even put this up for sale anyway, regardless. So that's where we're at. It's been very, very hectic, very, very stressful, and it has not helped with my health. In fact, my head is literally starting to hurt as I'm talking to you, and I think again it's just the stress. The house that we are closing on is a beautiful home. It's only 4 years old. It was meticulously maintained. The only reason that the sellers are leaving is because they've been driving 2 hours each way to and from work, and so they're having a house built much closer to where they are. They're healthcare providers. We're staying in our same town. Our town runs into 3 counties. We're moving into the other county on the other side, but we won't be more than 15 minutes from here. We'll be using the same shopping centers and same doctors and everything. So the only real life change is that we'll be leaving our neighbors who are our friends for years. We socialize with them beyond just being neighbors. We've gone out to dinner. We've had holidays together. So that makes me very sad, and my husband too. And you know, the fact that we're gonna have a new house is about the only change really that we're gonna have, and financially it'll be a change, but basically our life, everything that we know is going to remain the same. Doctors and shopping centers, and we'll be in the area. So that's a good thing. Anyway, and we're not planning on, even though the sellers have an extended stay, so we won't even have even though we're closing on the house long before July 1st, we're not going to even have physical access to the property until August 1st, because we signed an extended stay agreement for them because their house won't be ready until July, the end of July. So, and I'm not moving in Florida heat, I'll die. So we're not really looking to move until October. We'll take a few things every day here and there and pack and stuff like that. I have 2 houses to pack. Of course, my husband will help, but that's about it. We're not going to do like furniture and an official move in until October sometime, because it's just, we're waiting for the heat to go. And that's basically what's happening. And I'm still going through my flare-ups, but not as bad. I have a lot of work to catch up on because I was sick for so long that I just couldn't keep up. And with everything going on, I'm just very preoccupied right now, and making videos and everything is kind of not my top priority. I do miss you guys. I haven't been on social media maybe less than a handful of times, and for maybe a minute here and there. Anybody wants to reach me, the email address is on my channel. Just please comment that I should check my email, otherwise I won't know. And anyway, that's what's going on. And the house is beautiful. It's updated. It's massive it's twice the size of this house. There's really nothing to complain about. It's just, this is home. And my little, our little 45-year-old recently updated little 2-bedroom, 2-bath house, just, it's home. So no matter how nice and shiny and new the other one is, it's not. We're grateful, and we're grateful that we can do it, and we think the guys are going to have a much better quality of life, and they're excited. They've been wanting to live with us forever. But Gizmo, stop. Sorry guys. The usual culprit, crying and wanting to come up. But this is where we're at. This is what we need to do. The guys don't need to constantly, they get they get comfortable, they think they're home, they want to stay forever, and then something happens and they have to leave again. And it's just not fair, especially at this point in their lives, at this age, to keep changing their routine and changing everything that they know. So we just decided we're not doing it to them again. This will be the last time that they move anywhere. They're going to live out the rest of their days with us in our home, in their home with us. And they will never have to worry about being separated from us. We will never have to cause them any anxiety. And they will never have to worry about having to move away again. So that's what's going on. That's where we're at. And I miss you guys. I love you guys. And if you've watched this and made it to the end, I really hope that, I really appreciate your time. And when things settle down, I will definitely, I'll try and make a video at least once a month. As far as my weight, since at first there were about 3 weeks where I wasn't eating. I just completely lost my appetite, went into a depression, and then I popped out of that depression, sorta, and my menstrual cycle started, even though I'm perimenopausal, and I started eating like a nut job, just ravenous all the time. I think it was some of the medication that I was put on because of the flare-ups, and I have not been eating well. I did not weigh myself in the last 2 weeks. I already it feels like I gained about 10 pounds, and I'm sure that I have. I'm still taking my meds. I'm going to continue. I'm still on my weight loss journey and improved health, but I'm definitely have hit a bump in the road right now. And right now, my sanity is more important to me than even my weight. So I'm doing the best that I can to try and balance both, and my stress. Right now, I have a lot of work to catch up on because I've fallen so far behind in paperwork. So I'll try and make a video maybe once a month, maybe once every 3 weeks. But right now, I just got to get through every day. And everybody that's been reaching out and worried about me and thinking that I'm, badly depressed and need help. I am depressed, but I'm not depressed where I'm going to hurt myself or do anything like that. That's not even, I would never do anything to hurt my husband like that. I would never abandon my guys like that. I have bouts of depression, but I always bounce back. I'm on medication. My doctor is aware of my issues. The weight has a lot to do with it. How I feel has a lot to do with it. As far as physical illness and pain and flare-ups has a lot to do with it. It comes and goes. It affects my life, but I'm okay. So everybody that's been worried, I thank you. I thank you for being concerned. I thank you for caring enough and to reach out. But I promise you I'm okay. It's just 1 minute at a time. It's not even 1 day at a time right now. It's just 1 minute at a time. And from the looks of it, it's already almost 19 minutes. So much for the short video. So I'm out. I love you guys. I miss you guys. Again, if you want to email me, the email is on the channel. Just comment and let me know that you emailed so I know to check. And if anybody needs me or wants me, just, let me know you're trying to get in touch, and I'll do my best to get back to you guys. And take care. And thanks for being part of my journey. Bye. And I don't know how to get out of this again. Damn. Stop.